following podcast contains possibly triggering material and strong language. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the Ride the Rebellion podcast and Craft Show Digital. The material and information presented here is for general information and entertainment purposes only.
Live from the mobile studios, it's Ride the Rebellion podcast. I'm your host, Drew Hall. With me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend. You don't get to cut away to his face. King of the South Alabama Turn Down, Dale Boyd of Dale Boyd Sports Management.
This is a road trip edition.
Yeah, it's the...
But you can see in the background, there's no bikes back there.
Yeah, but you didn't have to tell him. We could have just lied like, we're going to Bentonville. Next social media post you get is from Bentonville. It's just jank fest.
That's true. I mean, all of our social media posts lately have been like old stuff that everybody's like, dude, looks like the vibe's awesome. Like, it's great.
Yeah, just
No
pump
one's-
it up. Kind of like a pair of fake breasts.
Hey, I ran out there yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah, the whole XC loop, 4 miles.
Did you trip?
Did not trip, no tripping.
Did you run into spiders? Because there's a few left.
You
They're brown now.
They are?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. They went brown. Once you go black, you can't go back.
I guess
I think
not.
Wesley Snipes did. Passenger 57.
They
Always
have-
been on black. That's what he says.
Is that like, did they reverse gentrify that neighborhood?
Yeah. Yeah, they, I think it's their fall shade.
Oh, I got you.
But like last time I went out there riding, I had a couple of incidents. Like, I know my front brakes work really well. Did you know you can skid on your front tire?
Really?
Oh yeah, you can. When you're,
Well-
when you're going fast enough and you pucker up that well from a spider, yeah, you can skid right through it. Skid
When
right.
I took the life lessons from Toby Cortez, Summit Bike Academy, I learned really quick that the front wheel will stop you, the back wheel skids.
That's correct. You can skid both.
Sorry, Toby, I know that usually costs money, but here we are.
Yeah, that's the free lessons from
Two schmucks in a car.
two schmucks in a car drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Actually, just having some coffee Zens. This episode is brought to you by... I don't even do Zens. This episode... I do Ons. This episode is brought to you by Coffee Ons. Go get you on. We should get sponsored by Blue Chew. If you need a rock hard ride, there's nothing better than Blue Chew.
If you're of the demographic that we are, there's nothing better than Blue Chew.
I mean, I hear Blue Chew, and I was listening to a podcast about like the social media posts
Yeah.
and how like the detrimental effects. And I swear it was sponsored by Blue Chew, but it was a woman.
Really?
So listen, they've got a whole new gimmick, which is guilting you into taking Blue Chew.
Oh, yeah. Or you're like, wow, she's hot. Give me one of those things. See if it
I
works.
think, okay, so strategery,
Yeah.
if you're busted
Mm-hmm.
and non-attractive,
Okay.
if you give a dude Blue Chew, I'm like, well, I got to use it. See what I'm saying?
That is
It's reverse. Instead of giving, what did the loser guys do? They gave roofies.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I would do if I were a girl that was busted, I would just give a dude Blue Chew and just be like, hey, I mean, I can see it. Maybe you can.
Here's their next slogan. Here we are at Blue Chew, helping ugly chicks get laid since '99.
This is what a road trip is like, folks. Get used to it.
Yeah, it's not.
What if girls on the road trip, it cuts over? I wish we could cut over.
Yeah.
And it was girls and they're talking about Blue Chew. Like, I just started giving him Blue Chew.
Yeah, he doesn't even know. I just been slipping it in his drink. He thinks it's that dosed coffee. He's getting dosed, all right. You guys ever have that worry? I mean, I think I said it once about my wife poisoning my toothbrush, but I've been deathly sick for the last week.
Oh, yeah.
And like constantly trying to there's a running joke in my house now that like everything made me sick. So like first I said it was the hamburger we ate. Everybody ate it. I'm the only one that got sick. Clearly not the hamburger. Then I said it was like every single thing. Periodically I'd find something different that was like, oh, that was what it was. That was what it was. Now my kids are like, well, Dad, is this what made you sick? So now I'm kind of thinking maybe my wife was poisoning me.
Well, there you go.
She's got a lot of reasons.
She's got a lot of them. There are 44 of them. How old are you?
43.
43 of them?
I think I'm 43. Yeah. Yeah, 43.
Jody, can you? Dale's mom, Jody, not Jody the bike guy who's viral. Jody, mom, Jody, MJ.
MJ.
Can you confirm the comments Dale's age, please?
Yeah. She was there.
Like how you say it with like the confidence of like
Yeah.
utmost certainty. Yeah, we're on our way to a job. I just flew in from Charlotte. Boy, my arm's tired. There you go. And then we're headed over to our friends over at the University of Southern Mississippi.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Blue Chew.
I got a shirt from Southern Miss. I'm currently wearing it. I will not wear it in Mobile because being a season ticket holder in South Alabama seems very...
Yeah, it's not good.
It seems bad to wear a Southern Miss shirt, but when we're going to enemy territory, you have to blend.
Well, this year they're going to get... November 22nd, we get whoop jacked.
Yeah, we'll get...
Because they're pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so you probably clicked on this because we put a fancy title and you're like, I just want to hear these guys talk about trails. And that's what we'll do because it's what we do anyway in a car, so you might as well get the real experience of it. One thing that we've been talking about lately is sort of the approach to trail building that we've taken over the past, how many years?
5.
5 years we've been there. And I think it would be fun to kind of talk about, first off, our 2 favorite trails. What's your favorite trail, whether you built it or not? What do you like about it? And then we'll maybe even share some of the things that we've learned, because we've learned through a lot of failure. The upside of having private land to develop your own trails is you can absolutely ruin the land.
Absolutely.
100%. There's always a Native American crying by a bag of garbage.
But it's fine
That's
because
a
we
commercial.
have one. David, thank you, David,
Oh.
for being our representative.
No.
I'll give it to him. He can have it.
No, you can have that. He is Native American, but not like this crying by the side of the road by a sack of garbage.
Oh,
That's
no,
a commercial.
not him. Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I'm just saying we have representation.
Yeah, that's fair. That doesn't necessarily mean we can say whatever we want.
Or desecrate the land.
That's right. All right, so favorite trail? Do you have a favorite trail?
I have a bunch of favorite trails that connect.
Yeah.
And sometimes, actually, my favorite trail changes based on who's there to ride with me.
No, I get that.
So, like, sometimes I like to go and take the trails that are the less traveled trail. When I'm by myself, I'll do this a lot, and I'll just make it up.
Yeah.
You know, like, so our trails, if you don't know, our trails basically have a top and a bottom, and everything kind of funnels towards one way, or it goes the other way. And I'll stay and, like, take trails that usually would connect. It almost makes it feel like if you've ever skied or snowboarded, like a backcountry adventure, where it's like maybe that turn didn't make sense if you're actually riding with a group of people, but by yourself it totally made sense, and you can kind of make your own adventure. And I think that to me is like the best part about it. There's, you know, a lot of trail systems that you go to, you show up at, and there's a start and a finish, and you look at a map and you're like, okay, this is where I'm going to start, then I'm going to follow the arrows, I'm going to come right back here. Well, having our trail system is not like that at all. Like, running it yesterday, I realized there's a ton of, like, trails.
Yeah.
Just everywhere. And if you didn't know where you were going, you would be completely lost. So, like, I don't know, to say I have a favorite trail would be crazy. I guess maybe the one that it's Jakey Poo, Mogadishu, Taco Bell. That's probably my favorite run total.
So everybody knows that trail has a bunch of different features on it. It has how big's that gap? 5 foot, 6 foot?
6 foot probably.
It's like a 6 foot wooden gap jump the mandatory gap. You can't bypass it anymore. We've kind of made it like it's, if you can ride that, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball type scenario.
Yeah.
So you have that trail, and then that goes to like the only place we can actually build a step up. I'm air quoting for those listening. It does have a step up. That goes to a pretty beefy drop slash, I wouldn't call it a jump. It's really a drop.
It's
but
like
it has a
downhill
downside.
booter thing.
Right. And then it goes to a 20-foot gap. How
Yeah.
big's that get?
The first gap's probably 15 seconds, probably 20.
Right.
Back to back.
And then that gap jump is so big that we did build a beeline on the 20-footer. That's called Protest. But that goes into a line called Trevor. And what's interesting is Trevor's one of the oldest lines, and to give credit where credit's due, that is a Jakey Poo line. Meaning Jake is the oldest rider in terms of having ridden longest. He's been 30 years. I was talking to him last Friday about it. And he's been riding for like 20 years or 30 years. And so that you can tell like he has experience having ridden enough stuff to build it out. And it's an old trail. It's like trail number 3 or 4,
Yeah.
something like that.
It's starting to erode pretty well too.
Yeah, and it's starting to get built in a bit. And then, so it has a nice flow, and it's a relatively long. It's a Jankfest stage, but it's also a relatively long trail in general for, riding side of things, for us anyway. But I think part of it is that trail's interesting because it's gone through iterations, and I think that's one. If in talking about this, we give kind of some insight, and I think Chase would even agree with this, and Chase has a little more capital funding than we do, and I think Toby might as well. But like, you may build a trail, and this is again non-professional trail building, guys. Like the stuff that Duck has and Chase has is pro to some extent,
And Toby.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Toby, Duck and Toby, but like, because they can, but at the same time they started out building lines on their own type of thing. And my point is you kind of need to go back and you ride it for a while, and it's fun and exciting, and it's not just like bringing Blue Chew into your marriage. See, I'm working it in.
There you go.
But it is like we have revised it, and you guys helped revise that wooden gap jump, the first gap jump, the 6-footer.
Yeah.
What was it like? You guys had the dingo out that day. We had some extra dirt or something. I don't remember even what you
Yeah, the first one, well, mostly we have to talk Jake off the ledge.
Yeah.
That's what has to happen. Like, you'll get Jake out there by himself, and it's like, dude, that's impossible. Like, come back from the edge just a little bit. We'll let you have the edge, but just come back a little bit. And I think that day we just re-talked.
Whoops, battery died. We're back. You're saying.
Oh, so I was saying that, like, Jake, we have to talk him off the ledge sometimes and get him to come back to our side. Like, hey, let's make this rideable for everybody. And that's been our challenge, is when you're building trails for stuff, you get selfish really quick. And so it's like, man, if you were to go down this trail with other people, could other people ride it?
Right.
And sometimes that's the hardest part about building, is like, should we build it for everybody or should we just build it for ourselves?
Right.
So I don't know. It's that trail to me is my favorite, I guess. I mean, definitely I didn't build any of it, so I mean I helped, but I didn't personally build it.
Yeah,
It wasn't my
your
idea.
design.
Yeah, it wasn't my design. My design's way tighter than that.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't. I mean, it's hard to say. It's like picking a favorite kid,
Yeah.
and it depends on the mood that I'm in and the vibe. But, and it's not because you're in the car, but I do think the most fun, consistent fun I have is on a trail called Primal. And so you guys understand that trail is relatively short in comparison to a lot of the other trails out there, except it's loaded with features, and they're not progression friendly, but you have to have some skill to hit them, and then you can push yourself to get a little bit better on all of them. It's like the first gap jump we ever really had, and it's only like a 4-footer, but
Yeah.
it is a gap jump, and
Consequential.
it's consequential. It could cause some issues, but I think I like it because Dale did a really good job of building. Like, he learned how to build berms on that trail. Basically, he built a trail to practice berms.
Yeah.
And then once we had that, we were able to figure out how we could build berms. And I think that's another tip to give everybody when you start building trails is, yes, we all see the shit that's on the internet, and we see this epic level stuff, or the
Yeah.
stuff that's built by pro trail builders
With
or
millions of dollars.
with millions of dollars and unlimited dirt. And you kind of have to figure out what works for the area that you're in, and the terrain that you have, and the soil that you have. And I think Dale did a really good job of figuring out, if I pull the dirt and I dig the berms a certain way, they're almost like English style berms where they're dugout berms. But by doing that, it gave us the ability to have something that those berms are fun for us. Like, they're for the terrain that we have, they do a very good job, and it does feel like you're riding somewhere different. And I think that's another key side of it, is like knowing what you have in front of you and using the tools that you have, and not pretending or getting depressed because you're like, well, I can't have Whistler. No, you can't. There's only one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that brings up a good point, is like, it doesn't have to be what other people have.
Right.
Like, it can be something, and we invite people to come ride with us all the time, or like we have people that have Toby, Chase, or whoever has these epic places to ride all the time. We invite people and we never know what the reaction's going to be, right? Like, wait, they get to ride rocks. We have no rocks besides the ones you built.
Right.
They get to ride big drops. We don't have drops. We don't have this or that. But we have, like, I feel like when you ride what we have, you can tell that we took a lot of time, energy, and effort to actually physically build it. And like that shines through or comes through when you ride. You get that sense of it. And you were talking earlier about how like a trail isn't just a trail until it's get ridden in. And like, I always say this, and I jokingly tell the guys when we're building a trail, like if it's a brand new trail, I say it's born a baby. The baby doesn't have any legs or has no, like it doesn't have any personality.
Right.
It's just a baby. Like it's going to cry a little bit. It's going to suck a little bit. It's going to break your bike a little bit, which happened on Primal for me. And then it becomes a toddler, and then the toddler has a little more personality, and you're like, man, this thing's kind of cool. Like we can see the direction that this toddler might be going. And then all of a sudden you just keep working and it grows. It grows like it turns into a different human. Like it becomes its own personality. And I think Primal's probably in that stage now where it's like kind of in adulthood, maybe towards teenage, where it's transitioning a little bit. The berms this winter got a lot steeper. They're going to be a little bit different for some people to ride than what they had been in the past, but I don't know. This is the joys of road trip recording.
Yeah, we got to flip it around. We're still rolling though.
Hey,
We got to turn face track off.
but yeah, it's those whenever you're building something like that, I think just do it. You never know. I mean, you don't have to know what you're doing.
No.
Because we didn't know what we were doing. And I hear people all the time like, well, what about the erosion, or what about this, or what about that? And it's like the erosion we actually planned for in some spots and hoped for it. Other spots we had to fix. That's what happens. Our trails obviously don't get a ton of traffic like other trails, public trails would, but we still have
that's
to
the
learn.
difference. So I think that's the point, is like finding a piece of land, whether it's just a small sliver in your backyard or, although I think it's just the idea of getting out and doing it, just like riding. Like you don't get better at riding without riding. That's just science. That's literally absolute science. You don't get better at trail building unless you're trail building.
Yeah.
Like, and I can tell, like I had to go fix a little roll-in drop gimmick that we have, and I decided to fix it, and I could tell I had not been, it wasn't like carrying this huge log was the issue. It wasn't like muscular strength. I feel like I'm stronger than I've been in a while, but remembering things of like, oh, wait a second, or using a new tool because I was using the rev brake, like those things made a difference. That's the other thing I was going to mention. Get the right tools for the job. I wish we could sell rev brakes because they're really great.
Yeah. I built the whole trail with 3 tools.
Right. And a lot of this stuff, what people don't understand is we don't have machines. Now, on some trails that we have, we eventually had some machine come in. Yeah. But the majority of the trails that we built were all hand built. And the pride that you have when you're done building a trail by hand, and this isn't, as somebody said a long time ago, you guys just build rake and ride. Yeah. I call bullshit. Right. You go do what we did. The rake is used one time, and the rest of the time is a shovel and tamp at least. Yeah. And those are things you can get, but having the right shovel. You don't need a spade. You need to make sure you have a flat shovel for certain things. And it's just, and those are simple solutions to very complex issues that can be solved by just, again, having the right tool for the job. So you can get your rev tool or your rev brake. I'm just kidding. Yeah. If I could work that in.
That would be awesome. I think the other point is like,
you can win a rev brake if you come to Jank Fest.
Yeah. Well, you can. The thing that I think about with the rev itself is we've heard comments of like Mobile they're never going to have good trails. They are what they are. That it is what it is. But we went out and said, okay, fine, they're not, but we're going to go find a land. We're going to do it ourselves. You too can do that wherever you're at. Yeah. Or somebody before us could have done this. Yeah. It's not like, it just takes initiative and a lot of time. Like I put a lot of time out there. You put a lot of time out there. But it's also like it's our drug now. Like it's 100%. Cathartic. I hadn't been able to do trail work in the summertime because it's hot as hell and no one does it. So like recently doing the trail work again, it's been like, damn, this is what this feels like. I forgot. Like it's almost like I'm addicted to it again. Yeah. So it's like when you live in those towns like Birmingham or Bogue Chitto or wherever, we keep referencing those, or Anniston or wherever there's already established trails, obviously you don't need to go create your own. But not everybody lives in those spots, those places that are, we needed something in our backyard that we could ride, we could get better so we could go ride at those places and enjoy ourselves.
And also, the other takeaway from any of this, when you learn to build your own trail, it gives you appreciation for all the work that somebody else put in. And even more importantly, when you learn to build your own trail, when someone asks for help on maintenance, you get it because you've gone through this. Like, you know exactly what they went through to get to that point. Minus, like, shout out to roller coaster or Cortez coaster being paved. That's a little bit of a beauty hack. Or the rugs that they have up in not Dalton, Jared's place.
Yeah.
But like, that's a little bit different. But like, you still have that desire to make something bigger, better, faster, and then you have that desire to be like, oh yeah, I'll help you clean it up. And we have a lot of guys that don't build with us, but they've seen how much work we've done, and because they physically, whether they've moved a little bit of dirt or not, they've still, the guys that come out, shout out to like DJ has been there on so many builds where he wasn't the primary builder, but he gave 4, 5, 6 hours, or he's gone back behind us and said, hey, thanks for building new trails. I cleaned off all the other that kind of stuff only comes from, again, getting better at riding your bike comes from repetition. So does trail building, essentially. Yeah. And then trail maintenance comes along that same way. And half the time, if you've been building, trail maintenance becomes a work day, like a build day, as opposed to just a maintenance day.
That's right.
You're like, oh, it'd be sweet. We could just move 3 feet this way, and it changes the whole vibe.
That does happen.
That happens a lot.
Oh, wait, there's a dude sleeping, I guess.
He's just waiting on the bus. Just waiting on the bus.
So I also say this a lot, and you can take this with your to your local trail. Trail building is never over. Like, the trail is never done. Like, yes, those organizations have hired somebody to come in and build those trails.
Yep.
Those trail organizations or those companies are only there building those trails to build them. They still have to be maintained after they're built. Like, those berms get washed out. Those berms get burned up and toasted after people ride on them, or the jumps have to be refaced. Do yourself a favor. Do your community a favor. Learn how to do some of that stuff and help out.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, do it with the permission, or with the club's permission, or with the club's help. But pick up a shovel and help and learn. You're gonna be surprised at how much, like, it's actually enjoyable.
No, it is. It, as Dale said, like, it really, we say the word cathartic, but it is true. Like, there's something about just the same way of, like, you go out and you have that day where you ride really hard. There's something about going out and having a good build day that it's that, I don't know. Listen, I don't do yard work. I could care less. I mean, He's going to have to do yard work when all them people get deported. Fair enough. In my helicopter, I'll fly him back in.
You and Pat.
Me and Pat. But like, the thing is the stuff I've learned out building the trails, even about myself on an individual level, is huge. Like, I've been out there by myself for hours. I know you have too, on end. And I come back going, oh man, whether it was a creative thing or a business thing or a personal thing, like, I've gained growth, not just in building a trail. I've gained growth from the fact of, like, I put in time doing physical exertion that elevated my entire mental state. Right. And I think that that's another part of it. Just like riding gives me a high, so does building, especially when it's this time of year for us. Like, this is like build season for us.
Well, like, it's like, I've sat there and looked at the trails all summer, and now it's like all those ideas I had, it's like I want to explode them. But this is another thing that you can take into trail building if you're a beginning or anything. Don't think it's all going to happen overnight.
Nope.
Like, don't try to do it all at once. Like, nope. You've got to scratch in the trails. Like, what we're talking about, these trails that are 5 years old, like, they were scratched in. We were riding them as scratched in trails. Yep. And then we went back and added berms here or a jump here or something like that. Like, it's really, really difficult to lay out a trail in your mind and for it to work right. Like, that method trail, our jump line, literally, I drew it on paper and we built it, and it works. We don't know how or why it works. It just works.
Well, I was going to say, though, I think just like riding, though, there's a progression to trail building. You start to figure out, especially with the land that you have.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can go back to, there's a trail we have called Vinyl that I cut. It was me, and I think this Wade helped me some on that, and Dale did too on a couple of berms. But when we went through it, I just wanted to attempt a flow trail. And so in building that trail, I mapped it out, I blocked it off, I found the lane, I found where we were going to go with it, how we were going to put it in. Then I wrote it and I was like, ooh, this line sucks. I found a new line, a primary line. And as I went through, I was like, oh, I have this piece of concrete that I used over there that I don't need anymore. I can build a little kicker over this little to help, again, just give it some energy. Oh, I'm going to try and build a roller here. Does it work? No, it failed. Okay, great. I'm going to build a berm. Does it need to get bigger now? Yes, because I'm going faster. Just like we said, my infant became a toddler.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, but that trail head to toe, I was able to execute a vision on that trail because I practiced building that trail time and time again. And that makes a humongous difference. I have to look at our map here. That makes a humongous difference as you go through the process. Like, again, repetition gives you the ability to execute.
Absolutely. And I there's been many times, like, back to your point about like being out there by yourself or whatever, that I'll take music out there, I take a speaker and like I'll turn the speaker on and I'll listen, and then all the music will stop and I'll have worked for like an hour and I didn't even realize there was no music or no sound on. And it's like I'm so in tune with that woods. Like any noise that's
oh
like,
god, yeah.
There's a school that is adjacent to our property that's across a big field, a big ditch. Like you shouldn't be able to hear noises from it, but I can hear every noise that the school makes.
And it's creepy when you're in the woods with your kids, just like
they're in the backyard. Like it sounds like they're out there with you. But
yeah, go ahead.
There's some tips and tricks that we've learned about like how to remove a stump.
Yeah.
Things like that we busted our asses on during the first few times that we were building. Like months. There was times where we spent 3 hours to move one tree. Now we have that done in about 36 seconds.
Yep.
So like that kind of stuff, like learning
with minimal damage to the land.
Correct. Yeah.
And no chainsaw, no power tools.
Yeah, I never use it. I have used zero power tools out there besides a drill to build wood and stuff. But I haven't used any chainsaws. I have used all hand saws. Like I've prided myself on doing that kind of small stuff. But to put it in perspective of where you're at, like we have all sand. Yep. Like it's pure sand. If you hit the ground with a shovel, the ground wherever that shovel touched will never be the same as it was.
Yep.
You can never make it. So we have to, if there's a hump of dirt, of sand that we want to jump or like want to use that as something, don't touch it with a shovel. Build around it to build up to it if you can. And we've had to buy clay dirt to make things useful.
Yeah, 100%.
We've done that. We've done sandbag builds where we've filled sandbags up, and now I don't know that we need to do that anymore. I think that the dig out berm style has kind of solved that issue, but that was something we learned and we worked through. Those berms are still great. That it did work, but like the hippies of the group will say we introduced plastic into the woods and we didn't necessarily need to. We also have carpets. So
yeah, and so that's the other side of it, is like we had to, like before Jared's place.
Yeah.
I mean, people have used carpet forever, but
BMX
before Jared's place, like we were finding scraps of carpet. You drive through a neighborhood and you're like, oh, dude, somebody just cleaned out their, just tore out all their carpet and has new stuff. We would gobble that stuff up, throw it in our cars, our trucks. It smells like 6 ways from Sunday's butthole.
That was also one of the things that got me sick last week.
Yeah, I'm 100%
put that on the
sure. And then you put the. There's a siren somewhere. I don't know where it is.
It's behind.
I hear it. Well, the big van is right behind us.
Yeah, it's coming up on
I can't move.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Hey, this is live.
Road trip style. But like even then, like just getting those rugs, having the carpet there, or a couple of times we found like somebody was throwing away an actual rug or a runner, and that's perfect. And so again, I think the biggest takeaway we wanted to just put into this conversation was like, if Dale and Drew, two guys who have no trail building experience in the world, can build trails that are fun, not just for us, other people tend to like them, then you can do it too.
Yeah.
Like it can be done, and it can be done with basic stuff. We're talking about just hand tools.
Harbor Freight hand tools.
Harbor Freight. Yeah, a lot of machetes have died.
Yeah, we've upgraded after going to Harbor Freight enough. It was like, all right, we got to stop. Let's just buy real tools.
Yeah, I mean, you do that too, and then Then the next phase is like you get excited. Like I saw some shovels on sale one day, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy them."
Yeah.
So I'm out there buying like extra shovels, and all of those things come with the experience of doing it, which
And I think
guess
that
is the big message.
Yeah, the tips and tricks of like we wouldn't have known to do it unless we did it type stuff. I don't know. And we can take this stuff to our public trails and do it.
Yeah.
But we can't because we're not allowed. I mean, we are allowed, but it would take, it takes a lot more. When we can go out, I could sleep overnight and dream about a trail thing that I want to do, and I could wake up the next day and go to the rib and do it.
Yeah.
Where if I want to do it on a public situation, I have to like, hey, plan it, present it, which is fine. That would be great if I did that, but I don't have the energy for that, doing it at the rib.
No. Yeah, so that is more or less the entire thing. That's the kit and caboodle. Oh boy, this neighborhood. Producer booked us an Airbnb, and it feels a little sketchy.
Oh, look at that. We got a little curved
it's
around driveway.
It's pretty enough.
Yeah.
We'll let Matt pull in the old special spot. We'll go right here. But yeah, that's the bigger takeaway from all this. We just wanted to share some of that because we listen, and you guys have brought this stuff up, and people have asked us questions, and I think that it's going to beep.
Oh,
It's going to beep. I guess I could just turn the car on. But we at least wanted to have a conversation to give you guys some of the stuff that we've learned over, again, 5 years of doing it. I think the biggest tip that we can tell you is just go out and legally, meaning that's the best way to do it, but just go out and build, practice somewhere, figure something out, build jumps,
don't do it. Groups. Don't go attack a public trail system and think that you're going to change it.
No.
Like, do it properly, because there's our public trails. Sometimes I'll go out and I'll be like, who, what, why?
Yeah, of course.
Like, that was unnecessary.
Yeah, no, that's
if you want to do something, let's work together and let's do something grand.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this episode of the Ride with Veteran podcast. Just remember what Dale Boyd says.
If you build it, they will take a blue chew and they will come.
Oh, my Lanta.